Multiplicity forces people to think on alternative versions. Harry Potter missed out on the chance of ideas like, what if Harry's parents had lived rather than being slayed by Voldemort? Thinking on such an idea could have forced viewers and readers to consider the impact on the Harry Potter universe from Harry's parents not being dead. An example of a what-if scenario from another topic is the evil campaign from the Lord of the Rings video game Battle for Middle-earth, where it is introduced the idea, what if Sauron slowly overcame the forces of good and eventually trampled over his enemies, sending the world into darkness at Minas Tirith?
People might not consider it canon in the Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets video game, where rather than just learn the spell like in the movie, the professor tosses a 12-year-old boy into a dangerous dungeon filled with traps and enemies that want to kill him. And only getting past all of it would be learn the spell, thus using the spell to find a boss similar to the Legend of Zelda game.
Harry Potter missed the chance to establish surreality in certain important matters that would make the audience want to come back to learn more. While for the most part the adaptations of Harry Potter's surreality is explained well, some versions of it does not fully explain surreality, which thus could leave the audience both feeling confused and not satisfied with what they've been given. An example of surreality of where meaningful story-related information is offered that makes the audience interested in learning more is in Grand Theft Auto 5, where it's uncertain on what secret Michael is hiding from Trevor, which keeps the audience interested, and is revealed later in a big twist that leaves the gamers satisfied with what they were waiting for.
Harry Potter fails to establish world building in its narrative structure. The world of Harry Potter extends beyond that of Hogwarts, with briefly showcasing places like Hogsmeade or the Forbidden Forest. Yet not enough time is spent in these places in order to establish things like what are the people or creatures like, how they live, what's their norms and rituals. An example of a topic that is not only an expansive world with different locations, but in those locations there are different people with norms, rituals, clothing, and the like, and they are all showed in this game, Dragon Age.
Harry Potter walks for the most part followed through well on its subjectivity, missed on opportunities to see the same event from other perspectives. Ideas like what was going on a bit before everyone showed up and saw the sign Chamber of Secrets has been opened. Showcasing things like this would broaden the readers' and viewers' knowledge on the world of Harry Potter, an example of a series that covers everything so that the audience will have a full understanding is the Walking Dead TV series. Harry Potter fails to utilize immersion in its video games. While it's following the story of Harry Potter with slight changes here and there, you're really only following what's already known about or presented in other forms of media. An example of a non-linear game that allows one to build upon their own worlds, become a part of the world itself, and building upon relationships is Fallout 3, a post-apocalyptic world that, while it does have a main story, is easy to get lost in its side stories and developing friendships with the people you might get along the way. Harry Potter misses the chance to explore upon the objects that are introduced into the story more clearly. Whenever a dilemma is up and needs to be solved, they use something that hasn't been heard of before, or made a brief appearance before, use it once and never mention or use it again. An example of a game series that has an explanation for every item that's used is the potions in the video game Skyrim, as they all have information that tells what they do, how they are used, and the like.
There is so much more to the Harry Potter universe than what is seen in books and the movies. Between things such as spells, creatures, books, classes, and other parts of the wizard world, transmedia storytelling could have created more depth and detail into the Harry Potter world by using available tools to explain some of the other parts of the world that the viewer would want to learn about. In much the same way how the Star Wars universe is expanded by using the comic book series and video games. Harry Potter had the perfect setup to do the same thing. The fact that the story of Star Wars is spread across multiple platforms allows for people to dig deeper. Performance requires that the audience involves itself in the story. There are attractors that draw the audience in, and then the activators, which give them something to do. One example is Pottermore, an online interactive view into the world of Harry Potter where you play the main character. You create an account and then you go through the world of Harry Potter buying the wand, and living in a house within the world. The world was created by J.K. Rowling and allows for the audience to create their own story involving the world surrounding Harry Potter.